Do we want to Brixplode? Is that what's up next, I think? Did we have anything else we had to do? Comms, I did the thing.
talked to you about Weeb stuff in a dog's age.
You want to do some Weeb talks?
We can talk Weeb
Let's talk
stuff.
some Weeb
I'm fine with that, yeah.
Welcome to Weeb Talk. Back in my day, they used to bring the anime over on a cassette made of magnets.
Covered in iron filings.
Covered in iron filings. I mean, I've probably told this story before. Like, some of the first anime that I saw, my dad would import on Laserdisc.
Oh, nice.
And I would watch it untranslated.
Nice.
But Laserdisc was kind of a big deal because it had all the functionality of a DVD, but it was like the size of a dinner plate.
Yeah, and weirdly, the chatter about it's like, well, everyone's like, well, it's analog. And
was it?
Well, that's the thing.
Is Laserdisc analog?
Yeah, it's.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's weird to think about the fact that the video and the audio were encoded essentially in an analog way on a Laserdisc. That they were not encoded in like ones and zeros. But
that's why they're so big.
Yeah, it's hard for me to wrap my mind around how
like,
do you
physically big or volume-wise big. I've never actually seen a Laserdisc.
They're like lower capacity, I think, than a DVD, but they're
like, are they like
physically about the size of a vinyl disc?
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay,
like
I've seen one of those.
Like a LP or a 33 1/3, the big records.
Okay, that's a record. Okay.
Yeah.
But they could also make them double-sided, so you can flip them over.
So I remember that there was like Laserdiscs available of Oh My Goddess at the store.
Yeah, I just had to choke to death on my water.
And it was like you have an episode on one side, and on the other side is the other episode, and then you have to buy another Laserdisc, and that would have like, I think they ended up selling like one that was like the first episode and then or the third episode and most of the fourth episode, and you could flip it over and watch the rest of the fourth episode. And
Did you have a manual flip or automatic flip?
Laserdisc player?
Yeah.
I never had a Laserdisc player. I was not rich enough.
I went to the library to watch things on Laserdisc.
Because some of them required a manual flip because half the movie was on one side and half the movie was on the other. But those fancy ones were halfway through the movie, it would stop, pause it at like frame like a few seconds previous, and make an amazing sequence of noises as the playhead would physically move to the bottom of the disc.
Oh, I was imagining like a battle box, like Robot Wars, just like total like flip.
The disc is picked up, rotated. Like I thought you needed
like
a very tall box.
But that's brilliant. That's a great idea to be like,
that's
just
cool.
Yeah, that's so cool.
Yeah, that's one of those things that I kind of miss. There's a lot of fondness for that.
They don't do that even like now that like, you know, double-sided DVDs and double-sided Blu-rays are things you can get.
Like LDs are super obsolete. I wonder how well they last. Like if they're degrading at this point.
I have to imagine that they probably over-engineered them. Because that was the period of time in which a lot of that kind of equipment was like, it's going to be expensive anyway. So it's all over-engineered.
But can they get disc rot like a DVD can or a Blu-ray?
I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know how they're manufactured.
Yeah.
Because I didn't even know that was the thing until like a year ago.
So according to somebody in chat, 8-Bit Dream says that they do have disc rot. But other people are saying that theirs are still really good quality. Thor Sokar says they have horrible disc rot.
My understanding of how disc rot works is it's a thing. It has to do with like,
delamination, I believe.
Yeah, the manufacturing process on whether or not you'll even get that.
Yeah.
So sad.
Like it's not the fate of all discs, but
no.
Well, thank goodness for Chinese bootlegs.
Yeah.
Am I right?
Yes. That really is like where a lot of my stuff came from. A lot of the anime I watched.
It's like a rite of passage, right?
Yeah.
You know, getting definitely official, printed on an inkjet slipcover.
I'd look at like VHS tapes that had that stuff. You go to the Sanrio store and they'd have that stuff lying around.
Yeah, I picked up a bunch of stuff on Spadina Avenue. There's like a Weeb store and then like a knockoff DVD store. They had a lot of really cool stuff. I have a few of them left. They play a little bit more fast and loose with copyright law.
Yeah, and the quality of the English translation.
Well, yeah, that's always
It
good.
was also, those are also kind of like, there was a time when we weren't really getting, like, that was the way you got your anime. It was like a VHS copy from someone else's VHS copy that they had like shipped from Japan or a thing
Well,
like that.
We had when I was when I was in university, so we're talking 1997, 1998, 1999, like around that time. DVD hadn't appeared yet.
Yes,
And-
I remember the dark days.
And so when Bandai had their website, I'm going to remember what it's called, it's like Anime Jungle or whatever it was, Anime something or other, and they started selling like VHS cassettes that had hard-coded subtitles into them and that were like professionally made, and it was like a whole bunch of series that people were like waiting on. We all lost our minds because normally you just get like dubbed stuff, English dubbed whatever, and that's all you could get. And trying to find anything with a sub was impossible. And this is in Edmonton. 1 million people live there, all sorts of Blockbuster videos, all sorts of stuff, and it was really hard to zero in and find the places that had subtitles. And then here's Bandai saying like, we got a whole bunch of stuff that's just on VHS now. And I had friends who were like, oh man, I'm totally going to spend that $200 and buy all of Vision of Escaflowne on VHS, hard subbed. And I was like,
That would have been like
whoa,
what?
whoa.
12 VHS tapes or something? 6?
So Alex has said whoops.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 He did say whoops, didn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, not out loud in a capacity in which chat will have heard, but we are interpreting through a different device of Medium.
Well, he'll be back though.
Yeah.
Heather, can you take over for a minute? I want to go
Yeah.
make more tea.
I made a mistake.
Oh, you're back though.
I broke it. Just thoughtlessly hitting refresh on a
Got
tab.
it? Yeah.
Yep, I got it.
I'm just going to mute. Hang on. We have muted our tab. Do you want me to move off the screen?
Yes.
Shoot. Let me just pop it up.
So I have a theory
There we
that
go. That's fine.
the mark of a true otaku in their ranking in the hierarchy is what resolution they saw Daikon V at.
Right. If it was toilet paper resolution or it was a little bit higher.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just like, you know, the elite echelon of like 480p or something.
That
Aren't they working on a new Daikon?
probably. Hi, Molly.
Hello.
God, the
I-
eye tracking is
miss
so
anything?
good.
Oh man, that is